Eggs are a universal food, loved around the world. But what if mishandling this familiar ingredient could lead to serious health problems or even fatal consequences? In this video, we'll uncover the 10 most dangerous scenarios where eggs can turn into a real poison and become a threat to your life. We've ranked these points in order of increasing danger, so make sure to watch until the end to learn which actions you must absolutely avoid to protect your health and prevent catastrophic outcomes. This video will be extremely informative and helpful. So, if you want to become a master of your health, click like, and let's get started. Number 10. Eggs become harmful if consumed daily in excess of the recommended amount. Each egg is a treasure trove of nutrients containing high-quality protein, B vitamins, iron, and healthy fats. However, in excessive amounts, this superfood can transform into a stealthy adversary to your health. Research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, reveals that overconsumption of eggs can lead to elevated cholesterol levels in 12 to 15% of individuals with a genetic predisposition to hypercholesterolemia. Furthermore, an excess of protein from eggs can overload the kidneys, particularly in those suffering from chronic kidney disease. The key to benefiting from eggs lies in moderation. Nutritionists recommend calculating egg consumption based on body weight. For adult men, the safe protein intake is approximately 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. For instance, a man weighing 80 kilograms can safely consume up to 6 eggs per week. Women who typically have lower muscle mass and protein needs should limit their intake to about 4 to 5 eggs per week. For children, the recommendations are even lower. A child weighing 20 kilograms should consume 1 egg 2 to 3 times per week. Exceeding these amounts can disrupt metabolism, place additional strain on the liver, and increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases. American studies emphasize that the cholesterol in egg yolks can be particularly harmful. A single medium egg contains approximately 186 milligrams of cholesterol, accounting for more than 60% of the recommended daily intake for individuals at risk of cardiovascular disease. Consistently exceeding this amount has been linked to the development of atherosclerosis, a condition responsible for 1 in 4 deaths in the United States. The solution lies in a balanced approach. Egg consumption should be carefully calculated based on body weight and health status. To reduce risks, alternate eggs with other protein sources such as fish, chicken, legumes, or nuts. Additionally, consider limiting egg yolks and opting for egg whites, which are virtually cholesterol-free. For those with pre-existing kidney or heart issues, consulting a physician or dietitian is essential for creating a balanced diet. By the way, grateful people who put likes live longer on average by 7 to 10 years compared to indifferent or haters. Read the study in the description below the video. Number 9. Eggs become harmful if fried with smoked meats. The combination of eggs with smoked meats like bacon, sausages, or ham, so popular for breakfast, can turn into a ticking time bomb for your health. This pairing not only burdens your body with an excessive amount of saturated fats and cholesterol, but also introduces harmful compounds formed during cooking. When smoked meats are fried, they release nitrosamines, carcinogenic substances that, according to research from Harvard School of Public Health, increase the risk of stomach and colon cancer by 34% with regular consumption. Statistics from the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute reveal that diets rich in saturated fats raise the likelihood of heart attacks by 25% in individuals over 40 years old. High frying temperatures make this combination particularly dangerous. These conditions lead to the formation of trans fats and acrylamide, substances linked to type 2 diabetes, cancer, and neurodegenerative diseases. Pairing eggs with smoked meats further strains the pancreas and kidneys, making this delicious breakfast a risky choice, especially for people with chronic illnesses. If you cannot part with your morning egg dishes, consider replacing smoked meats with fresh vegetables or boiled turkey breast. Opt for lower temperature cooking methods like boiling, baking, or frying on a non-stick pan without oil. Add more herbs and spices for flavor, and choose less processed ingredients to enjoy your meal without compromising your health. Number 8. Eggs become harmful if consumed past their expiration date. Expired eggs are a silent threat that can harbor deadly dangers. At first glance, an egg that has been sitting a little too long may seem harmless. However, research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, shows that approximately 15% of food poisoning cases are linked to the consumption of expired products, including eggs. Inside such eggs, dangerous bacteria like E. coli and Clostridium perfringens can thrive, producing toxins harmful to the body. Just 1 week past the expiration date, the concentration of pathogens can multiply exponentially, turning the egg into a ticking time bomb. Symptoms of poisoning include severe abdominal cramps, vomiting, diarrhea, and fever. In extreme cases, the resulting intoxication can lead to dehydration, kidney failure, or even death, particularly for vulnerable individuals such as the elderly and children. The risk becomes even greater if the eggs were stored at the wrong temperature. Studies from the University of Minnesota indicate that storing eggs outside of refrigeration in warm conditions increases bacterial growth by 40%. Even consuming just one such egg can result in severe food poisoning with long-lasting consequences that may require extensive medical treatment. The solution to this problem is simple yet critical. Always check the expiration date before purchasing or consuming eggs. Remember, you can test an egg's freshness at home. Place it in a glass of water. If it sinks to the bottom and lies flat, it is fresh. If it floats or stands upright, it is a clear sign the egg has spoiled. Store eggs in the refrigerator at a temperature of no more than 4 degrees Celsius to prevent bacterial growth. Number 7. Eggs become harmful if boiled for too long. When eggs undergo prolonged thermal processing, a hidden but dangerous reaction occurs. Extended boiling triggers an interaction between sulfur-containing amino acids in the egg white and iron present in the yolk. This results in the formation of a grayish-green layer on the yolk's surface, a compound of hydrogen sulfide and iron. While this layer may seem harmless, it indicates the release of hydrogen sulfide, a toxic gas that, in significant concentrations, can harm the body. According to research by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, regular consumption of foods with high hydrogen sulfide content increases the risk of stomach lining irritation by 15%. It also disrupts gut microbiota in 25% of individuals, particularly those who already suffer from gastrointestinal disorders. Furthermore, overcooked eggs lose up to 30% of their valuable nutrients, including B vitamins and biotin, depriving the body of an essential nutritional source. Another consequence is the reduced digestibility of the egg's protein. Prolonged boiling alters the protein structure, making it less accessible to digestive enzymes. As a result, the body must expend more energy to process it, potentially leading to an increased burden on the stomach and intestines. For people with chronic digestive issues, this often causes flare-ups and discomfort. To avoid these risks, eggs should be boiled for a specific amount of time. For a perfectly soft-boiled egg, 4 to 6 minutes is sufficient, while a hard-boiled egg should not be cooked for more than 10 minutes. After boiling, place the eggs in cold water immediately. This not only halts further cooking, but also makes peeling the shell easier. If eggs are overcooked, it is better to use them in recipes where the risk of consuming large amounts of these compounds is minimized, such as in pies or salads. Number 6. Eggs become harmful if paired with fried foods rich in trans fats. When eggs hit the frying pan alongside foods loaded with trans fats, their natural benefits transform into a potent assault on your health. Trans fats are artificially altered fats used to extend shelf life and improve the texture of processed foods. Combined with eggs, especially when cooked at high temperatures, they create a toxic cocktail that can literally damage your body at the cellular level. Research by the American Heart Association, AHA, has shown that consuming more than 2 grams of trans fats per day increases the risk of cardiovascular disease by 23%. When you prepare eggs with trans fat-laden products such as margarine, frozen processed foods, or pre-made baking mixes, you amplify the harmful effects of these fats on your body. Trans fats raise levels of bad cholesterol, low-density lipoproteins, while lowering good cholesterol, high-density lipoproteins, disrupting blood lipid balance and accelerating the development of atherosclerosis. This condition clogs arteries with cholesterol plaques, potentially leading to heart attacks or strokes. A study by the National Institute on Aging, NIA, revealed that pairing eggs with fried foods rich in trans fats increases inflammatory processes in the body by 35%. Chronic inflammation is a precursor to diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even some types of cancer. Additionally, frying eggs in oils high in trans fats, such as hydrogenated oils, produces toxic compounds that can damage liver and kidney cells. So how can you avoid these severe consequences? First, eliminate margarine and other trans fat-rich products when cooking eggs. Instead, opt for healthier oils like olive or coconut oil, which retain their beneficial properties when used at the proper temperatures. Second, replace fried sides such as French fries or processed patties with fresh vegetables that are steamed or roasted. This simple change allows you to enjoy your eggs without turning your meal into a hidden health hazard. Number 5. Eggs become harmful if paired with raw meat in dishes like tartare. At first glance, tartare may seem like a gourmet delicacy, but combining raw eggs with raw meat can turn this dish into a deadly cocktail of bacteria and parasites. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, raw meat products are responsible for 25% of toxoplasmosis infections in the United States. This parasite causes toxoplasmosis, a serious disease that compromises the immune system and, in pregnant women, can lead to congenital abnormalities in the fetus. Moreover, improperly handled meat and eggs create an ideal environment for bacteria like Listeria and E. coli to thrive. The statistics are alarming. Every year in the U.S., approximately 1.2 million people suffer from E. coli infections, with around 30% of cases requiring hospitalization. Listeriosis, caused by consuming contaminated products, affects about 1,600 people annually, resulting in 260 deaths. Tartare and other raw dishes significantly elevate the risk of these infections. The simultaneous presence of raw eggs and meat in one dish poses an even greater danger. Research from the American Dietetic Association highlights the increased risk of cross-contamination, where bacteria from one ingredient spread to another. For instance, Salmonella from eggs can mix with bacteria from meat, creating a potent biological hazard. The solution lies in avoiding raw dishes or ensuring that all components undergo thorough thermal processing. If you still want to enjoy tartare, opt for pasteurized eggs and certified high-quality meat that has passed rigorous safety inspections. Additionally, consider using acidic marinades like citrus juice or vinegar, which can help reduce bacterial growth. However, keep in mind that no precaution offers absolute safety when it comes to raw ingredients. Prioritize your health over culinary experimentation. Number 4. Eggs become harmful if stored outside the refrigerator in hot weather. When the air temperature rises above 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, eggs turn into a silent threat to your health. While an egg's shell provides a unique protective barrier, it is powerless against intense heat. In high-temperature conditions, dangerous bacteria like Salmonella rapidly multiply inside the egg. This bacterium can cause severe food poisoning, accompanied by fever, vomiting, dehydration, and even sepsis. Research conducted by the National Institute of Food Safety and Control in the U.S. found that at 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, the number of bacteria in an egg can increase tenfold within 8 hours. If the temperature reaches 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, this process accelerates even more, doubling the rate of bacterial growth every 2 hours. According to the American Society for Microbiology, over 1 million cases of foodborne illnesses each year are linked to improper food storage, including eggs. The danger becomes especially critical when such eggs are used in dishes that are not thermally processed, such as desserts or salads. Improperly stored eggs pose a particularly serious risk to pregnant women, children, and the elderly, whose weakened immune systems make them more susceptible to life-threatening complications from Salmonella infections. To avoid this potential catastrophe, always store eggs in the refrigerator at temperatures between 0 and 4 degrees Celsius, 32 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Check the packaging carefully. Eggs exposed to high temperatures often have a sticky or altered shell texture. If you don't have access to refrigeration, avoid purchasing eggs during hot weather, especially from outdoor markets. Additionally, when in doubt about an egg's freshness, perform a float test. A fresh egg sinks in water, while a spoiled one floats. Prioritizing proper storage practices ensures that eggs remain a source of nutrition, not a health hazard. Number 3. Eggs become harmful if consumed as an omelet with cheese when cholesterol levels are high. The combination of eggs and cheese, seemingly familiar and beloved, can turn into a ticking time bomb for your body. This pairing is particularly dangerous for individuals with high cholesterol levels. Research by the American Heart Association shows that consuming foods rich in saturated fats, such as eggs and cheese, significantly increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. For instance, one large egg contains about 186 milligrams of cholesterol, and adding cheese, especially high-fat varieties like cheddar or mozzarella, contributes an additional 20 to 30% of the recommended daily intake of saturated fats. When cholesterol accumulates in the blood, it begins to deposit on arterial walls, forming atherosclerotic plaques. This leads to narrowed blood vessels, reduced elasticity, and a heightened risk of heart attack or stroke. According to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, individuals with elevated cholesterol who regularly consume foods high in saturated fats are 50% more likely to develop atherosclerosis. Moreover, this combination is taxing on the liver, particularly if the omelet is prepared using butter or vegetable oils high in trans fats. These fats overload liver function and intensify systemic inflammation, acting as a catalyst for severe chronic conditions such as fatty liver disease. If you cannot part with your omelet, consider lighter alternatives. For example, prepare an omelet using water or bake it in the oven without oil, opting for egg whites instead of whole eggs to eliminate cholesterol. Replace high-fat cheese with fresh herbs, spinach, or chopped vegetables, which not only enhance the flavor, but also reduce the dish's calorie content. Limit cheese omelets to once a week, especially if you have cardiovascular issues, and regularly monitor your cholesterol levels to make timely adjustments to your diet and reduce health risks. Number 2. Eggs become harmful if paired with mayonnaise and left at room temperature for extended periods. Imagine preparing your favorite salad on a hot summer day, adding eggs and mayonnaise, anticipating a light and refreshing meal. What seems like a perfect dinner can quickly become life-threatening if left on the table for just a few hours at temperatures above 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Mayonnaise, especially homemade, is rich in proteins and fats, creating an ideal breeding ground for bacteria such as Staphylococcus aureus or Escherichia coli. According to research from the University of Minnesota, at temperatures between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius, 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, the population of staphylococcal bacteria in mayonnaise-based products can double every 20 minutes. Within just 4 hours, bacterial counts can exceed 1 million per gram, far surpassing safe levels. The toxins produced by these bacteria are resistant to heat, making them impossible to eliminate through cooking. They can cause severe food poisoning, with symptoms including intense nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, and dehydration. Data from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases indicates that approximately 128,000 people in the United States are hospitalized each year due to acute gastrointestinal infections caused by contaminated foods. Children, the elderly, and individuals with weakened immune systems are particularly vulnerable. To avoid this potentially fatal mistake, it is crucial to follow strict storage guidelines. Any dishes containing mayonnaise and eggs should be refrigerated immediately, stored at temperatures below 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit, to slow bacterial growth. If a salad or other dish has been left at room temperature for more than 2 hours, it should be discarded. Do not take unnecessary risks. For picnics and outdoor gatherings, opt for mayonnaise made with vinegar, as its higher acidity reduces bacterial growth slightly, though proper cooling is still essential. Simple precautions, such as using portable coolers with ice packs and selecting the right ingredients, can help you enjoy your favorite dishes without endangering your health. Treat your food with care and protect yourself and your loved ones from avoidable health risks. And finally, the most important item on our list. Number 1. Eggs become harmful if consumed raw and contaminated with Salmonella. Raw eggs are a tempting ingredient for culinary creations. They add fluffiness to creamy tiramisu and a velvety texture to homemade mayonnaise. But beneath their smooth, clean shell may lurk an invisible threat, Salmonella. This bacterium, like an uninvited guest, invades the body, causing severe abdominal pain, high fever, and relentless vomiting. For the most vulnerable, children, the elderly, and those with chronic illnesses, the consequences can be catastrophic. In the United States alone, over 1 million cases of salmonellosis are reported annually, with several hundred resulting in death. The danger hides even in the most flawless-looking egg. Salmonella can stealthily enter through microscopic cracks in the shell or contaminate the surface during storage. Research by the National Institutes of Health shows that eggs stored at temperatures above 5 degrees Celsius, 41 degrees Fahrenheit, become a breeding ground for this insidious bacterium. Even if an egg appears perfectly safe, consuming it raw turns into a game of Russian roulette with your health. Salmonellosis strikes like an avalanche. Within hours, it causes dehydration, weakness, and severe intoxication. In extreme cases, the infection can damage internal organs or even lead to death. The risk is so real that ignoring it means deliberately putting yourself in harm's way. The only protection is adhering to strict safety rules. Eggs should always be cooked thoroughly until the whites and yolks are fully set. Storing them exclusively in the refrigerator prevents bacterial growth. If a recipe calls for raw eggs, opt for pasteurized eggs, which undergo a special heat treatment to kill bacteria. Only by following these precautions can you enjoy your dishes without fearing for your health. List of sources in the description below the video. Watch these videos next, and I look forward to your likes and comments.